And welcome back to more Sonic Colors. So last time we saved the Wisps and finished the game. But this time, we're going to take a look at some bonus content, including this up here. This is Eggman's Sonic Simulator, an optional mode for up to 2 players, where you can even play as your Mii. We're gonna go with default speed settings, and we have 21 acts to go through, so let's get started. So Gameland is a lot of 2D levels, and very boxy in design. It gives me kind of almost Chibi Robo Ziplash vibes aesthetically. Still more interesting level design because they're actually slopes. But this level is interesting because it's actually somewhat based on Green Hill Zone. Act 1 specifically. So we have like this loop here. We should have something similar to the S-Tube in that game. So yeah, a lot of Gameland stages are borrowed from Sonic 1 with mechanics from Sonic Colors. Kind of a neat idea. The music is great too. It's like chiptune versions of songs from different stages. So we're in the first set of levels, so we have a remix of Tropical Resort. By the way, this is actually my completed file, because to unlock all of the Gameland stages, you need to collect every red ring. So yeah, it's quite an ordeal to get everything. Even in this file, I haven't gotten all of the S ranks, so when I say completed, I mean like in terms of red rings, but not totally completed. This is an original level though. We definitely have mechanics that aren't found in Sonic 1. Overall, the level design is kind of basic, I find. It is very 2D heavy. There are 3D sections, but they're kind of few and far between. So as we make our way through, I guess it wouldn't hurt to go over some more miscellaneous topics that I actually kind of forgot to go over, because I had a lot to say during the credits, it turned out. One thing also that I think I forgot to mention about Unleashed was the difference in basically the quality, like the value proposition of the game. So, for Colors, it's like 3 hours long, but Unleashed is like 3 times as long. And a big part of that is padding. So, Unleashed had a lot of levels that weren't really great, just for the sake of dragging out the time of the game so they would feel more justified in charging full price for it. While this game, being $50, it's really short for $50. And I kind of wonder how much that also affects the general consensus on this game, you know, how short it is. Because, yeah, there really isn't a whole lot to this game. I mean, there's optional modes, but other than that, it's pretty short. We're entering Act 3 of Gameland, so if we were playing this for the first time, the specific act, and also completed the first 2 green acts, 1-1 and 1-2, we would get a Chaos Emerald for this. You might have noticed that we didn't actually have any reference to the Chaos Emeralds in this game, to this point. Yeah, there were no Chaos Emeralds beyond Gameland. So Super Sonic is optional, and you do not need him for the final boss, which is a first, and also kind of a precedent I'm not the biggest fan of. I get that a lot of finales in Sonic games are just really cinematic boss battles where you play Super Sonic and it's not like great sometimes. Like, I know there's like weird hit detection in like Sonic Adventure 2 as an example, and Adventure 1. But I just kind of missed the scope of a really big, bold, like, supersonic final boss. And this game doesn't have one, Lost World doesn't have one, and Forces doesn't have one. Oddly enough, Colors DS actually has traditional special stages. They're kind of like, I almost want to say they're like a mixture between Blue Sphere and Sonic 2's special stages, because you have a half pipe, but you're tasked with collecting special spheres. So yeah, it's kind of a mix of both. It's also really, really easy, like some of the easiest special stages in the entire series. You use the touchscreen to move around, so they end up feeling very trivial. So as we enter the next set of acts, we have sweet mountain music in kind of a chiptune style, along with Marble Zone inspired level here. You know, everyone's favorite level of Sonic 1. I say that, but I realize that Marble is still better like than Labyrinth and Scrap Brain Act 3, probably. Still, not a favorite, and I think that's kind of why I don't like Sonic 1. It's like, it has really high highs in Green Hill and like Starlight Zone, but like really low lows, like painfully low lows that I can't really overlook in Labyrinth and Scrap Brain Act 3. So that's why I generally prefer Sonic 2, 3, and even CD to Sonic 1. I'm not sure if that's like a common take on 2D Sonic games, because I know CD is also kind of polarizing. CD is weird, in that it's very open. In a way, it's almost like it basically takes Sonic 1's ideas and just makes them a lot more expanded, like, you know, level design-wise, and it's kind of neat, but it's not a game I feel the need to go back to very often. Again, it's almost the same argument you can make about some other Sonic games, where it's like, CD feels kind of like, everything is so big that it almost feels like padding. Sonic CD is one of the only games where I've ever gotten a time over, and the time limit is 10 minutes, by the way, in a Sonic game. 2D specifically. So yeah, it's almost like too big for its own good, I find. But yeah, back to the value of games. I almost think shorter games are better. Maybe it's because I've just played so many long games in a row. I have so many long games in my backlog that just a nice little short game like this is kind of charming in its own way. You know, I like Xenoblade, I like, you know, Breath of the Wild, but sometimes it's nice to just kind of chill out with a nice little 3 to 5 hour game, not have to worry too much. I kind of feel like this game might be a little too short though, with Gameland trying to act as kind of like a little nice little bonus thing. It's kind of like what Generations does, where core game Generations is really short, but they do have bonus levels that kind of help to make it feel a little bit more substantial. Not a lot, but some. But yeah, Unleashed just goes all in on the long level design, and I'm not the biggest fan, even as someone who likes Unleashed and will to some extent defend it. I do think there are a lot of issues with it, specifically when it comes to level length. Not even the Werehog specifically, it's just how long the Werehog levels are. Like, oh, this level does not need to be 20 minutes long. It could definitely have been like 10 and would have been sufficient. I don't even remember what act I'm on. I think this was 2-2. I feel like I should pay a little bit more attention, because I'm just kind of automatically scrolling to the next level, and I'm afraid I might accidentally skip a level. So when choosing a level, I need to be a little bit careful. So, the 2-player mode, I've never tried. I can't imagine it being particularly good. In levels like this, I don't think it would be too bad. In the 2D heavy levels, I can picture multiple people being a nightmare, because I'm pretty sure you can actually homing attack each other, which would be great when trying to do precise platforming. Yeah, I feel like this was that era where a lot of games are trying to push multiplayer, specifically on Wii. Still probably better multiplayer than Secret Rings with their party mode, and definitely Black Knight with their, like, weird versus mode. Well, shoot. I did not know that could happen, actually. Just fly off the stage, I guess. It's kind of weird not having like vertical, like an invisible wall there. You can just pop out of the side of the stage. Interesting. Yeah, that's never happened before, so that's a first. I have a little bowling section here. Luckily, these are much easier to push around than the rolling ball puzzle in Silver's variant of that desert level from 06, the name of which is escaping me. I want to say Dusty Desert, but I think that's Paper Mario. So yeah. These are like little pleasant distractions, but they don't really rise to the level of the main game's stages. It's the best way to describe them. You know, nice little diversions, but that's about it. But yeah, maybe having a second player would at least be more interesting, like definitely more chaotic. It's kind of like the new Super Mario Bros. Or Super Mario 3D Land problem, where you sacrifice fun for thoroughness. This feels like a case where it's like, yeah, playing with multiple people would definitely be less efficient, but it would also help to make it more interesting. Alright, so that was 2-3, so we would have our second Chaos Emerald. So beginning Act 1 of the third section, we have Starlight Carnival music. Overall, I do think Starlight Carnival's the best looking stage, and I kind of wish also that could have been the Sonic Generations level. You know, Planet Wisp is fine, but it's just not really as good of a level. To me personally, and I would be curious to see what they do with like a classic Sonic Starlight Carnival. But yeah, there were a ton of really good stages. You know, it's kind of like going back to like the high highs and low lows discussion. You know, I would definitely, like, if you gave me a choice between like playing Spagonia in Generations or Unleashed, or playing like all of, you know, Sonic Colors, I would probably say Spagonia, because that's a really good level. But on the whole, you have fewer like duds as well, so that's kind of the trade-off with Colors. Still, I think both games are actually pretty solid. I just think Colors is the overall better experience because of having more consistency to it. It also has really good pacing. I know I kind of ragged on the boss cutscenes a little bit, I'm pretty sure. About, like, Sonic just kind of taunting bosses a lot. But overall, I do feel like the story flow is pretty good for this game. I don't know what I would have done differently. Maybe shorten some of the jokes so they don't, like, go on as long. Because that's kind of my big issue, is the jokes just go on too long. Like, a lot of the jokes aren't even bad, it's just like, when they start to kind of talk about how great their own jokes are, it starts to kind of fall flat a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of my big issue with Colors writing, is it's a little too, like, self-aware of trying to be funny, I guess. Alright, this is an interesting level, it looks like. Also, I'm pretty sure that was not, Spring Yard Zone, Act 1, so, I guess not every level is represented by the Act 1. Or maybe it shows up later, because this is still, a 7-act zone, or 7-stage zone, so there definitely would still be a missing one, because Sonic 1 only had 6 acts, I think. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure. See, like, Sonic 1 is another game that's, like, short, but it feels like it's longer than it actually is. It's kind of like Battletoads in that regard, where it's like, it's not a long game, it's just punishing to the point where it ends up being longer. See, this looks more like Scrap Brain, actually, with, like, the tiles flipping around. Yeah, that might actually be the case. I'm not sure, I don't, like, have a list of what levels which, but just upon inspection, this is giving me Scrap Brain Zone vibes, specifically that. And I think this as well. To be fair, I almost never play Scrap Brain Zone, as in I almost never get that far. So... Another thing I was thinking about with the ending, was it kind of gave me Portal vibes, actually, Portal 2 specifically. So I'm pretty sure this game actually predates Portal 2 though. This was 2010, and I want to say Portal 2 was like 2011. So that's kind of an interesting tidbit. But yeah, with them out in space, I immediately thought Portal 2. 3-3. 2 minutes is my best time. I'm not sure if we can get in another stage after this. We might take a break after this. So that capsule has a terrifying looking Eggman face that will attack us, so we should probably keep moving. We have a lot of water, that's cool. These blocks kind of look like Legos because they have the little like circle on them that gives off kind of a Lego vibe. And now I'm remembering that Lego Sonic actually was a thing. For Lego Dimensions, they had a Sonic pack, and weirdly enough, it actually isn't awful. Lego games have a very distinct feel to them, as someone who's played a lot of them, and I don't picture Sonic gameplay meshing well, but at least what I've seen looks pretty interesting. I have never played Lego Dimensions, by the way, even though I was interested in some of the licenses they got, I just never got around to it. And now it's like discontinued because it didn't do very well. So I think I can hear the goal ring, so we should be pretty close. So that capsule had a couple of wisps in it. So we're gonna grab that drill wisp, and try to make short work through these little water tunnels. There was a lot to break here. Also, can we use laser into water? I actually don't know. Some wisps you can, some you can't. That's a yes, so cool. There's a lot to break here. This is weird. Like, this doesn't require skill. It's just kind of like I'm holding left and B, and that's all I'm really doing there. I wasn't sure where exactly the capsule was, so I was like, I should probably stomp, but I'm also scared to stomp. There we go. Act 3-3 is done. So that would be 9. But yeah, I think we might actually call it there. We still have quite a few to go, and I'm pretty sure they start to get a little bit longer as well. So yeah, that was the first 9. So we're gonna tackle probably 4-1 through 6-3, at least that's what I'll try to do next time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Sonic Colors.